Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Negative Ball Knowledge
Hello.
with me, Craig, and him, Tom. Um, Obviously, as we introduced last time, we're here to talk about football,
Yep.
our beloved Liverpool,
Yep.
and anything that might be going on in the game that we think is interesting at the time.
Exactly.
Um, I think, as we just said, we touched on obviously stuff about the 115 charges against City last time.
Mhm.
I think we were quite kind,
Yeah, I think we were. I
not
think.
too controversial,
Yeah, I think we were too kind.
probably. Yeah. But I'm sure there's plenty of time to talk about that in the future
Yes.
as more stuff comes out of the hearing.
As hopefully they get found guilty.
Well, hopefully they get found guilty. Yeah, I think most football fans are probably hoping that's coming.
Yeah. Apart from City fans.
Apart from City fans, obviously.
It'll be
But
fun
then
to see the tears.
even then, some of them I think probably want it over, as we know someone who just wants it to be done and dusted.
True.
Don't
True.
we? So yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Um, we won't talk about Liverpool today, I don't think, because obviously
No.
we're pre-game against
Yes.
Bournemouth.
We're 3 hours off.
3 hours
kickoff.
pre-game.
No, yeah, 2 hours.
2 hours pre-game. And we're obviously hopeful for a win today
Yes.
at home
Bournemouth
against
a
Bournemouth.
difficult fixture, so
They are difficult to play, but we normally do well against them at Anfield, so we'll leave that for now.
hopefully we do
And
well.
we'll talk about that another day when hopefully there's a nice thumping victory to be chatted about,
Yes, definitely.
I reckon. So the only other thing we touched last time on Chelsea
We did.
and a little bit about their whole situation with their contracts and how
Yeah.
they're shaping their club at the minute after obviously the loss of Abramovich and the purchase of it by the whatever the Clear Lake Capital is.
Yes,
Todd
Clear Lake
Bowley.
Capital.
So let's go into that a little bit more, then,
Yeah.
shall we, today? Because they're playing West Ham at the minute.
They are.
They're actually 2-0 up as we're speaking
as
about
as
this.
we are speaking.
So they seem to be improving.
They are, and under Enzo Maresca, he's seemingly quite good. They are improving. Obviously, like we say, they have a world class team. They have a really good squad of players, and they just need a manager to bring that together. But that doesn't
course.
excuse the money that they've spent.
No, it all seems a bit over the top, doesn't it? And I suppose time will tell as to
It
how
will.
successful it's going to be, like with anything.
Last two
I
seasons.
suppose so. Let's talk. So, we haven't probably introduced, but really, I would say Tom is the stats man. He's the one that knows so much about so many
Random
things to
things.
do with European football, mostly European
Yeah.
football, I would say.
No, I'm not an expert, but
not an expert, but random things and stuff that is like. So we called ironically called our channel Negative Ball Knowledge because it's probably a play on words with the fact that he has the ball knowledge,
Yeah.
and he quite likes to say to me quite often that I've got negative ball.
Yeah, I'll just bring up
knowledge.
this random player or this random team, and he'll be like, "Who?"
Exactly. So, on that basis, what stats can you give me about Chelsea?
Well, I did a little bit of research about their transfer spend in the last 3 seasons. So,
Well, go on then. What could this be?
their first season with Todd Bowley in charge, they spent £617 million.
Oh, is
That would
all?
include summer and January transfer window.
Is that all?
I know, it's insane. £617 million.
What did they bring in though? Do we know what they brought in?
Well, the players like Mudryk and
No,
Enzo Fernandez.
money wise. So.
Oh, money wise, I don't have that written down. No.
No. Okay.
But still,
So what was the total? What was the total we're talking since they came in then?
so the total that they've spent is 1.3 billion.
1.3 billion pounds. You kidding me, right?
No.
That can't be. How can they possibly live within the rules?
I know.
I suppose the point, isn't it? We were talking about with the City thing the other day
Yeah.
that they are trying to say, I suppose, in their heads, it's like, why shouldn't we be allowed to get away with it? Chelsea went before us.
Yeah.
And Chelsea were the first ones to really do it.
Under Abramovich.
Under Abramovich and the amount of money that he threw into the club.
Mm-hmm.
And did they ever make that level of income? I don't
They
think
started
they did.
to.
They probably did later on,
Mm.
but I don't
But, like,
believe in the
City
early
have now
years.
started.
City are starting to, aren't they? But in the early years, there's no way Chelsea. It was all Abramovich money. It was
Yeah.
all loans. It was all being written off and all the rest of it, and they were skirting the rules in
Yeah.
some way. So now they're doing it again
Yeah.
with a new ownership model.
But a different way of dodging the rules.
Well, yeah, obviously but then there's been rules. There's been stuff put in
Well, yeah,
now
it was
to
the
stop
contract.
them
Yeah,
doing that,
because it was
hasn't
the
there?
contract lengths where they were putting it like the paying off these transfer fees over the 8 years,
Spreading the cost, wasn't it?
spreading the cost over
Yeah.
8 years of these contracts durations,
Yeah.
which meant that they could, and the UEFA have now put a stop to that.
Yeah, they've said
So
they can't
any
do that
club
anymore.
competing in Europa League, Champions League, Conference League,
Yeah.
they cannot do that.
Maximum 5 years or nothing now, isn't it?
Yeah,
They've changed it to, I think.
yeah, maximum of 5.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, that makes
Which is
sense.
fair enough, you
It
know. And
is.
like we said last time, though, I suppose offering these players 8-year contracts, it's like Nicholas Jackson
Yeah.
has just signed until
I know.
2035 or 2034 or
Oh.
something. So how? Because do we rate him that you think
No.
he would want to be that Chelsea think he's going to be their main striker
I think he's crap.
for the next 9 years?
Nicholas Jackson is crap.
He's just scored a nice goal.
I know he scored a nice goal, but he literally he looks like a headless chicken on the pitch.
But then maybe this is the thing we're missing. So these massive contracts then. So maybe these players are going in there and they're thinking, I don't really need to be at the top of my game. You're not totally on it from
Yeah.
day one because you're not just on a 3-year or a 4-year contract. You're on an 8-year contract that's probably going to pay you enough to never have to worry again.
Yeah.
So are they acclimatising to that mindset of, I'm not under pressure here. I've got this contract for the long haul.
Yeah.
And then the new manager, maybe, who's come in now, the third since Bowley's been there,
Mhm.
and he's somehow now working out how to get the best out of these players that have got this different mindset.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but because I mean, some of these players that we thought were really crap early on, I didn't really rate Enzo Fernandez when he first came in.
No.
I didn't rate Nicholas Jackson at all last season, but this season we're starting to see glimpses of what those players can actually produce.
We didn't know a lot about Caicedo,
No.
but figured he was pretty good from the bits we saw from Brighton.
Yeah.
Then we thought he was coming to Liverpool and thought, yeah, this bloke could be the difference.
Yeah.
And then he stupidly turned us down.
Yeah.
And now he's dead to us.
He is, but
Yeah.
he was crap last season.
And he was crap last season, yeah. And we
But-
thought we dodged a bullet big time.
And then the last few
But
games I've watched him,
He's starting to
looked
get
good.
it, isn't he? He is starting to get it.
This
And
is
it's like we're saying that class is permanent, form is temporary.
Exactly.
The best players
yeah.
will always step up,
Mm-hmm.
you would think.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like we just said, I don't know how they're going to continue to step up in this model
Yeah.
where
They're
they're
bringing
getting
in so many
massively
players.
long contracts.
But they're also bringing in so many more players in their positions.
yeah.
So they've got an 18-year-old Romeo Lavia,
Yeah.
who will be behind
Who
Enzo
hasn't played.
Fernandez
Yeah.
and Caicedo for his whole career.
But then that's the other point to all of this, isn't it? The biggest clubs are saying that, and the biggest players are now starting to say, we can't keep playing all these games.
Yeah.
And they're talking about strikes and all
point.
the rest of it. So these clubs are obviously starting to build to the point where they're going to say, we need. And the best clubs always kind of said, didn't you? If you were the biggest clubs, you had to have 2
Yeah.
world-class players,
In one
or
position.
at least really good players for each position.
Yeah.
And the biggest clubs with the biggest money can now do that, because
Yeah.
City have been doing that.
City.
Spending 50 million quid on backup left backs or
I mean,
whatever.
Liverpool have done it, but
Yeah.
spending 11 million on Chiesa.
Spending sensible money where you can get a good deal, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all right, I suppose, when it's like anything, isn't it? When City come calling, prices get inflated because teams know that they've got virtually unlimited funds. But
Well, I mean, Arsenal wanted Declan Rice. City pushed it all the way up to £105 million for
Yeah.
Arsenal.
yeah, so I don't know with Chelsea. I think I can't see how. I suppose they have brought a lot of money back in, though, haven't they? With transfers out.
I mean, players like Kai Havertz you can think of who they sold for like
60
60
million,
million.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Who
But
he
then-
turned out to be really good for
Yeah.
Arsenal. So I never rated Havertz. I thought he was absolutely crap.
Yeah.
But he's looked really good for Arsenal, so I can't.
I'm
going to hold my hands
assuming
up with that.
The people that are running Chelsea
Yeah.
are not stupid enough
No.
to have allowed themselves to be in a position where in 6 months' time the profit and sustainability rules or whatever the new ones are going to be, or
Yeah.
but it'll be up until they won't retrospectively change the rules, will it? It'll be the previous rules are
It'll
still
be the
in
previous.
place.
Yeah.
But are they going to get charged?
I can't.
But
I
are
don't know.
people? I can't believe these new owners that are proper businessmen
But I
are
mean,
going to be that
yeah.
stupid to allow that to
Well,
happen.
wasn't there talk of that the new owners were going to allow the Premier League to investigate what was done under Abramovich?
Yes, I do remember seeing something about that.
I saw that
Yeah,
as well, and I was like, okay, so
but
what's going to come from that?
again, what's the point? It's
Yeah.
what's it going to achieve? I suppose
Well, you can say the same thing about City charges.
that's a pen.
Hmm?
I thought that looked like a pen. But
To
there
me,
you
he
go.
was holding his hand. Anyways,
Back to it.
just same old VAR crap.
Yeah, exactly.
Refereeing is awful. That's a good video we can do. Talk
Yeah,
about.
we'll talk about that one day. Yes, I'm sure.
There'll be one controversial bloody thing every week, so
Well,
plenty to talk
we've
about.
had a few for Liverpool in over recent
Oh,
years that we can talk
yeah.
about, so let's not go into that right now. Yeah, I don't know with Chelsea. I think they do look better,
They do, yeah,
most
100%.
definitely, compared to where they
They,
were.
they look more measured on the ball, I think.
So what was their positions over the last week? So there was 6th, 12th.
12th in 2022-23.
Yeah,
6th last season. So they're making progress.
yeah,
Obviously, the 2022-23 they had started off with Tuchel, Tommy
yeah.
Tickle.
Oh, Tommy Tickle.
Hated that prick. Then it was Potter who came in. Forget about
Potter.
him.
The man of the hour at the time, wasn't he? Everybody thought, oh, he's the man.
The hipsters loved him.
Oh yeah,
Football hipsters.
That's a pen.
That is a pen.
yeah.
And then they
Um,
brought in Frank Lampard at the end of the season. And now they got
yeah, Frank was on a
Pochettino.
hide into nothing there, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He had no chance.
He was interim though, wasn't he?
Yeah,
I think VAR are going to give that.
I think they've got to. Well, they're going to send him, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then Pochettino gets sacked after he loses the cup final.
Look, Poch
Finishes
wasn't.
sixth.
Yeah. All of this is a bit stupid, isn't it? But then I don't think Poch wasn't the type to live in that world. He
I think he had
didn't do
a lot-
particularly well at
No.
PSG, did he?
He didn't.
And that's a dream team type squad as well, there, isn't it? Where you've got unlimited funds and ridiculously good
It's not been
players.
given.
And I find that unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, so I don't think Poch was ever the right fit.
No,
I think he was available.
he
They
was.
thought he was the man.
That's the issue with the current managerial market in the last few seasons. Is all the top managers are all at teams.
Yeah, well,
They're
are,
all
yeah.
settled. Pep Guardiola is at City and settled. Klopp was at Liverpool and settled. And then
Potter's still out of work.
oh yeah, Potter. And you got Eddie
Hey,
Howe.
hang on. The greatest manager of all time is still out of work.
Who?
Gareth.
Oh yeah, Gareth. Oh god, don't even get me started. You Gareth Southgate lover.
Look, he did well, all right? That's,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
a story for another day.
Yeah,
That's another one to talk about, an England one. But
yeah.
yeah.
See how
Um,
Lee Carsley goes on.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of emotive conversation about that, isn't there?
Mm.
I expect there'll be some comments from plenty of people with wildly polarised views on that.
Yeah.
Like there is in everything in football, to be fair. There's
Yeah.
always going to be opposite views and not everybody agreeing, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it?
It is.
Okay, so do we think we've done Chelsea? I don't know what else we can talk about. I suppose the proof will be how well they do this season.
Exactly. I think
Um,
if they've got to be aiming for the Europa League win, or if they're in the
Oh,
Conference League,
oh.
I'm not sure. Goal.
good
Offside.
finish. Is he off? Yes, he is off.
Who scored but offside?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Chelsea need to aim for a trophy, a cup.
That's probably the minimum, isn't it?
And
I would expect
top
they'd be
four.
looking for top four.
they need to get
They
top
need the
four.
money, don't
They
they?
do need the money to
There's a mile
set.
off.
Yeah, you
Um,
need the money to balance your books, don't you?
Well, of course you do. Yeah, because it's the new format's probably what 70, 80 million,
Mm.
isn't it?
Well, you look at it. So 2022, they spent 617 million. Then
Yeah.
they go 468 the next season. They're down another 200 million this season,
Yeah.
down to 241. So that they're slowly spending less and less money because
Well, because the squad is being built to the point where
And
they're
they
happy,
can't
isn't
get
it?
away with
and
it.
they can't keep spending as well. They've had to. They can't. I think.
I mean, didn't they got like get like 30 million for Sterling recently?
think so. Yeah. And over this summer, wasn't it? There was
And he was
talk-
on like 200 grand a week.
Yeah. Was there talk this summer of them having to get players out before they could bring people in because they were worried about balancing the books, weren't they? So
And too big of a squad. I mean,
Yeah.
like, what was it? Who said it? Like all the new signings are gonna have to be getting changed outside
Yeah.
because there's not enough room in the changing rooms. So I think that about covers Chelsea.
I would say so. I don't know what else we could. There's probably will be more to talk about. Like I
Yeah.
said, as the season goes on.
Well, if they turn really crap or turn really
whether they
good.
start to be successful. I suppose it's like anything, isn't it? Being a Liverpool fan, we don't want another team
No.
that's challenging.
Exactly. It's
And we
difficult.
know that they're spending so much money and they have built a great squad.
Yeah, and we can't compete with the money that
If
they
he
spend.
gets them playing well, then it's another team that we've got to struggle
Yeah.
against.
We did struggle against Chelsea under Tuchel, so
Yeah.
I do worry that because it's been nice not to worry about them
Yeah.
for the last few seasons.
Oh, yeah, of course it has. Not having them or Man U
Yeah,
in our rear view.
but like it's the away at Stamford Bridge that I hated.
yeah.
That fixture I always hated.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Through
Was
around when we started getting good, 18-19
it? Yeah.
till 2021. They were really good through that
Yeah.
period. They won the Champions League through that period. It was a difficult fixture, and it's
Yeah.
nice to not.
Definitely. Oh, well. Anyway, let's hope that they continue to be shit.
Yes, fingers crossed.
Or inconsistent, anyway.
Yeah, inconsistent. would be nice.
Inconsistent, because they look pretty good today, but
They
they are
do.
playing West Ham. So sorry, West Ham fans.
West Ham are good. West Ham are good.
West Ham are up and down. Let's be honest.
They are. Yeah.
I can't believe Bowen had left them.
I know.
There you go.
Should have come to Liverpool.
I suppose lots of people back in the day would have said, "Why didn't Gerrard leave Liverpool?" Back then?
Well, yeah, that's
You
true.
could have said the same thing. So.
True.
But-
Anyway,
All right. So I think that wraps it up for today.
yeah, pretty much.
Cool. All
All
right.
right.
See you on the next one, everyone.
See ya. Goodbye.